Hey everyone, welcome back. Kaspa is beginning its second bull market. We have XRP price prediction. If you guys haven't already, smash that like button. As you can see, I was a bit sick 2 weeks. I wasn't really streaming, even though I wanted to. So the good news here is we are back, guys, and XRP at least saw some rally while I was away, forming a local bottom at 2.22 in the last 5-minute time frame. Of course, we have to look at the 4-hour time frame here, and you can absolutely see at least it broke from this cycle of being sideways.
Everybody, it's your boy Cesar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the 6th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $2.35 with 8 hours.
Welcome to the stream, Sabusho Taurus Hammer System. Hope you're doing fantastic. We got to look at the trading bots as well. And, you know, it's good that XRP finally broke out from 1.88, but it's bad for anyone shorting XRP. Means like the, trading bots right now, if you're trading sideways, that's absolutely perfect. Welcome to the stream.
Left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. First and foremost, when analyzing the price action of XRP, you can see that
this is what we've been like pretty much downtrend lately. Now I think there's gonna be some reversal here as well.
In a downtrend, we've been downtrodden. We've had lower highs, lower lows, set the whole thing. And while we are breaking out of this structure right here, we are basically breaking out of it, we still do have lower highs, right? Yes, I know it's a higher high relative to this. This is a higher high relative to this, but I think that we don't technically have higher highs until we're above these highs here, right? Personally. Nevertheless, this move is clearly different than anything to the upside that we've seen since July. Don't take my word for it, look at the indicators. We haven't been this overbought in the RSI since July. Our MACD has been in a downtrend and hasn't been above the zero. I mean, we were above the zero back in August, but we were in a downtrend there. We're in an uptrend now, crossing above the zero. This is the type of environment we haven't seen.
So yeah, just a big bounce back as we guys were expecting. As I told you guys, this is the bounce back a lot of these traders were waiting for. You know, a lot of the whales got absolutely destroyed. They saw this momentum of going upstairs, back upstairs from literally just trading sideways, as I was telling you guys. So what's next for XRP is actually a crucial moment, because this was a very, very bad time overall. You can see how it was just going downside, like downtrend, and once you get the downtrend over here, it's just not a good look, right? So overall, I'm very worried. I'm doing this price analysis on 2bit right now, and as I told you guys, one thing we were correct is 1.82 is the bottom here for XRP. And just because it can hold these levels, every time it went to 182, it bounced back. I feel like I'm going to open a bigger trade here. As we see, it's trying to build some resistance. Even on the 1-hour time frame, you can see it bounced. And now it's basically retesting where it goes next.
Since July. And I don't think that means that we have to, from this low here, we're at this low, we have to go all the way up to this high. I don't think that means we have to go up to this high, right? It doesn't have to look the exact same as what we did back here, but I do assume from this point, more or less, we will continue to new all-time highs altogether. And it might not happen this week, it might not be next week, right? Maybe it's sometime next month. That's what I'm assuming. We'll probably see new all-time highs sometime next month, but we'll get into that as we continue on.
So some all-time highs sometime next month would be absolutely fantastic. It's gonna be hard. So live price 185 to 1.9 USDT. That would be nice. I mean, I would definitely like to see USDT bouncing down again, and I do think some bouncing, like here, it tried to form another rally and just simply got pushed off, right?
This video right now, I'd like to look at the short-term stuff. It's nice on the daily time frame that in the midst of this move, we are building volume. I want to look at the 1-hour time frame. Are we at a point at which we can expect to stop?
And guys, don't forget, I am trading on 2bit. If you guys want to join, link in the description down below. We're going to be looking at taking a small short here, actually. And the reason for that is because I saw a downtrend over here. Even looking at the 5-minute chart, it just seems like it's pushing down lower, right? So we can go here and take a 100 XRP position, 100 XRP, do a stop loss here of 50% and 3% stop loss. So we could do like 100, not 50x, that's a bit too much. Do like a 50x leverage and sell a short. It's simple as that. So that's what I'm planning here right now.
Are we just going to continue moving up higher? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some volatility here. Let's get into it, okay? 1 hour time frame.
Short entry from 192 to 2.08. I feel like, yes, at this point, like if you look at the prices over here, it definitely makes sense to be like that we should be taking some actual trades, like a bit more risky at this time, especially from what we're seeing. But look, we're already 1% up.
Here, you can see on Binance USDT, the highest traded pair for this crypto in the world, on the highest volume exchange, Binance, for crypto. We're moving up here, and then the volume starts to dissipate. We're moving up, the volume starts to dissipate, so does the price action. I think at this point, we probably do sell off a little bit. This seems, though, I will say, this seems a bit too obvious. Like you've had too much time for what seems like a very obvious pullback. With that in mind, we might not get a pullback. Maybe we just consolidate. Or the pullback we get might be more modest than originally assumed. So we need to be open-minded to that. We did move up at a good pace. Maybe we move back down. We'll see. But I'm just thinking here, it seems a bit too obvious that we'd pull back. And that makes...
This is a live setup if you went now. So short entry. I need to try this one. I'm already up 2% as I started this short because it does seem like a double bottom. Or, well, it is getting lower at this point.
We think that, again, this is not the end of this move. We are likely going to begin this move.
You can see that XRP is like, it's a good time to set up a proper position at this point.
Right? This is the beginning of this move. And again, going back out to the daily time frame, I hope it's abundantly clear that this, even if it is a relative high, it's not long-lived. What we're doing here is completely different than anything else we've done in this range as far as upside behavior goes. This is a starting point to something overall larger.
So yeah, he's saying that we're going for another high, which is absolutely amazing if XRP does that. I need to check the proper entries. We're up 1.58 on 2-bit right now. I'm guessing over the long term, it could go higher, especially because it's finally broke its cycle. Like January seems to be a bit better than it was before.
This is not an ending point. If you're bearish here, it should be short-term only. And even
exactly. Like this position that I have right now, it's just going to be for a few moments. It could already go negative if I don't close it correctly. That's what I'm worried about. Like you can see this is not going to be a long-term short position. So that's one thing I'm considering. I'm probably hoping for at least like 5% here would be absolutely amazing. But who knows? I could be catching the reverse falling knife, which means I will be negative. I could have closed it a bit earlier at 2-3%, but that's the thing with crypto. You never are sure.
Even then, I would be shaking in my little bear boots because I don't know. In moments where it seems obvious to go down, and you're just moving sideways, we will likely go up. 1 hour RSI, you rejected the overbought zone recently. You do have lower lows in the RSI with higher lows in the price. That is hidden bullish divergence. Looking at the RSI this way, being that you got so deep in the overbought zone and then you came back up and you tried here, you tried to get higher and you just couldn't, you rejected the overbought zone, I think we come down. So stochastics getting overbought, weaker readings than we've seen really throughout this move over the past few days. Makes sense we might come down, retest the oversold zone, reset yourself. MACD's building bearish momentum, which isn't bad. You're overall in a very bullish posturing here.
So yeah, it does seem like from what the scenario we have, with a little precision, you can enter safely. That's what I'm thinking as well. I'm also going to be checking for Bitcoin price updates.
Time to sell right now. Obviously, it's not the best time to buy, but tomato, tomato. I mean, you look at this in a weekly, it just depends on the perspective, right? You look at this on...
You can even see here how fast this can change. Like the bulls, like I literally got stopped out on a negative if you don't close it correctly. You can see that it's pushing up for another rally. I just want to keep it open just in case. I don't want to close on negative, but it definitely seems like XRP is trying to push above. So all the like bearish momentum you have, it's just going to be short term at this point.
On a weekly time frame, we put our big box of glory on here, and where we are here, this line, the price action, we are still below, I would say, the midpoint of this box. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Buying here, theoretically, you're buying at a better price than most market participants have over the past year. This is a more suitable price than most entries have been over the past year and 2 months. So it's not ideal, but in that light, kind of. I mean, imagine this is your consolidation phase. We're about to break out to go to $13 or $17. And
yeah, so it literally stopped my loss at a 3% because it does seem like it's trying to push back above now. I'm going to try to make a right entry to push higher. So this is what I'm worried with the short. It does seem like it's a long entry, at least now. But the market is going to be pretty volatile before this happens.
In this
so like I have a trial fund here, 3,000. I'm going to try to go higher.
Consolidation phase, you're buying at the lower third, the lower quadrant of that phase. Doesn't sound that bad, does it? Even after this pump, doesn't sound that bad. It kind of makes me want to FOMO in right here. 4-hour time frame. Didn't we look at this already? Yeah, it just looks good. I'm not really getting anything that shows weakness here. We can consolidate, we can contract a little bit, but likely we continue to build. The consolidations, the contractions will be very minimal, if I'm right. Daily RSI getting pretty strong. MACD crossing above the zero. We're getting to that point where we will cross above the zero. The last time that we crossed above the zero, that ignited a nice little move here, where we went from a low of about $1.91 to a high of about $3.69. We're at the same low areas here. I wouldn't be surprised if this time this was the kickoff that actually takes us to new all-time highs and breaks us free of this range forever. Stochastic.
So it seems like we're going for a new momentum. It does seem like sense that I should have just opened a long here at this point. So let me open a small long because this looks absolutely amazing. Look, it's now going for an uptrend. I don't even know if I'm going to catch it. That's the issue. You cannot know. Like, the issue right now is we are seeing XRP trying to push above. It's just that there is some downtrend momentum. It's trying to form new barriers, and you have to catch the right knife, if you understand me. You have to be at the right place at the right time. Right now, it's trading a bit sideways, but overall sentiment, if you check over here, we are in fact in a bullish pattern, which is good. I mean, a lot of people were expecting a bullish pattern in December, and this is the time we're seeing it now, which is not that bad. We're seeing it in January, which isn't something historically that has happened, but now finally we are seeing, some good news. We did get pushed back because of politics, macro markets. I am very excited. TP top take profit 1 on short would be the entry for your long. Take profit 1. I think, yeah, actually that would be the good part. I should take small profits here. It would make total sense to just take small profits on the shorts. Obviously, I'm playing with fire right now because I'm trying to push for new barriers. 15% top loss is way too much. So let's go 2.28.
I believe January will be the month where we kind of coil up, and then February will be the month that we launch. February, March should be pretty damn spectacular. And maybe it's not February, March that we see this high at $13 to $17. Maybe it's April, May. But February and March should still be the part at which we commence this breakout of this overall phase we've been in now for over a year. Hit the like button.
I mean, 1 year passes by quick, but it tells you what's exactly is happening.
Announced that they are...
Okay, so we got some macro news, and again, I'll just keep this trade open for XRP. Smash that like button, guys, if you haven't already. But let's take a look at what Morgan Stanley is doing right now. The reason why I'm having this trade open, doesn't make a lot of sense because it does seem like it could retest, right? So taking profit would be great here. It is something that I'm testing out, and it's quite risky since it's going so much sideways. Imagine, we could just wait for the proper entries at this point.
None other than Morgan Stanley has announced that they are coming out and they are joining the crypto space. And guys, it's going to start with Bitcoin, but it's going to trickle down to XRP. So you better listen, because guys, there's going to be a lot more new ETFs that will be presented in the new year 2026. XRP ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs, you name it. They're going to be coming to market.
Seems like the entire spectacle is changing. It's more about, institutions adopting crypto. It's less about traders, which is good. If we would get retail, that would be absolutely fantastic, because there's been absolutely no retail for the last 4 years.
Market and multi-trillion-dollar asset managers, banks, that are going to be the ones that are introducing this. And so if we go back on the clock a little bit and we take a look at BlackRock and the impact of when they first started launching their Bitcoin ETFs and the trick.
I mean, the XRP ETFs, they're great, but there's just no retail to buy it.
Trickle down effect that this eventually had to XRP, even before the XRP ETFs were launched. I gotta say, I think this is going to be in a very, very, very exciting year. So let's start with this. BlackRock, the $1.3 trillion Morgan Stanley, sorry, not BlackRock, the $1.3 trillion Morgan Stanley has filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF. This is exactly like what we saw in 2020.
If you don't teach them, how do you expect them to invest? That's the thing. That's my plan right here. It's to, have open trades on 2bit. Is to open my own trading bot and tell people like, okay, this is my strategy. Here's what's happening. Here's why Bitcoin is going sideways. And with videos like this on the right, while we're waiting for the trades on the left. Obviously today, I'm just doing the opposite of what I should be doing, because it's still pushing towards the uptrend. Like the macro markets still show you that this is gonna bounce back higher. At least that's my opinion. So like, it should go, or at least like tuck, 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 right? So sideways. But the important factor is like Bitcoin is still at 93,000, which is good. It could show that it's going to push up higher. We're wondering what's going to be the long-term macro markets for here.
24 with BlackRock. What they did is they filed for that ETF. It launched. A few months later, we started to see a lot of capital come into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's price started to noticeably appreciate. And
yo, Smiley, what's up? We're just making some trades here. So basically, we're going to be pushing up for further uptrend. The issue I have here is I do have stop loss. Oh my gosh, I don't have stop loss. That was very stupid. So I do have 2% stop loss here. We have, at least on the 5-minute time frame, this is the local bottom, 2.25. And at least we're going to try to reach 2.31, which would be absolutely amazing. Just that the markets have been very volatile right now. So most of my positions are a bit crazy right now. So yeah, it does seem like we are seeing some retests over here. 2.20 should be the bottom here. I'm guessing it should be trading between these side ranges. Let's take a look at the long form charts. Actually close down here. I want to check the order books. Lots of XRP in the order books overall. So if we look at the 1 hour chart today, we can actually see that the bottom is trying to form a new bottom. The bottom before was 1.82, right? And that's what I showed to you guys. I didn't expect such a big pushback. Let me close this down. We don't need this. It's gonna waste the time. You can see that XRP pushed higher, found a new support level. The new support level was 1.99. And as soon as it reached $2, you can actually see that's where it broke the cycle, right? And now it went, the new cycle is 220 and 2.4. So we are between 220 and 2.4. And I feel like it's just going to be trading sideways until it tries to hit a new top. At least that's what we are hoping to expect. A new top would be absolutely perfect. A lot of these traders, so why this big red candle, right? Why is there a big red candle here? And this is because people have been taking profit. People took profit from those $2 ranges. They took a profit between 2.21 and 2.4. Now they took all the profit they can. And you can see now it's testing new ranges. So that's that's the opinion I have that what's happening right now with XRP. I need to also check Bitcoin. So yeah, it kind of makes sense here. So where should we go here? We could wait for a trade. We could wait. It does seem like I should be doing the opposite of what I'm doing right now. I have a nasal strip on so I can breathe easier. But for me, it kind of makes sense that it's going to go down now from 2.22, for example. So before I was just thinking it's going up, up, up. And that's not a good strategy. We have to, in Jasmy trade, I need to check that as well. It kind of makes sense that, you know, the markets don't just go up, only up. They also go sideways. Example. That's the important factor. Whew. So we're just going to wait a proper trade here. We do have Morgan Stanley going in. We need retail investors for the macro markets. But when you look at the 4-hour time frames, if we're looking from the trades itself, it tells me a similar pattern. I'm going to try to make this slightly bigger. So let's take a look. Let's take a step back. We've been breaking the magic cycle and just going over here. So gold futures above 5,000 OZ, now up to 20 since the last low. Yeah, gold is going up. Stocks are going up. And usually when that happens on the macro market time frame, what we are seeing is that also crypto will go up, which is the good part. Crypto is a bit delayed sometimes when we are seeing that. And that's why I'm expecting another push, especially when stocks were basically all-time high. And then what happened with crypto? Crypto was just down, down, down for over a year. And at least if this is not something, you know, nobody is expecting, it does seem like it's going to try to push for another rally. So is that going to happen? Who knows? It really makes you wonder. So my strategy right now is that we are going to be waiting for where XRP goes from here. Go on the 1-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame. Try to see what happens here. Yeah. Overall, it just does seem like we're not going to be seeing 1.8 anytime soon. Because now we have built a new support level.
Again, that is the level that we need to look for here. But I do want to point out to you guys that during the previous bear markets, we have actually tested these moving averages for both Bitcoin and for XRP. One example was right here in 2022. You know, we fell below the 50-week moving average, as you can see, and then we went up to try and test it right here, and we failed, and then we hit our all-time lows.
So yeah, I mean, this was 2022. Again, nothing wrong with checking past data. Just consider that 2022 was the worst 5 years. Possibly the only worst was 2020 in terms of financial markets.
Here we failed, and then we hit our all-time lows. So this is still a potential outcome as to how this could play out for both Bitcoin and XRP. Now for Bitcoin, it actually fully tested this level. You can see right.
I mean, there were many more macros at play on what happened in 2022. So I'm not too sure if I would consider that like for real. I'm trading on 2-bit right now, and you know, looking at the prices here, it does not indicate we're going into 2022 levels. So we can literally go back here, go on a daily chart, a daily time frame, and you can see it's pretty normal for the markets. Like we can go 4-hour chart. We can do what's it called? Logarithmic view. Over here. Actually, auto. That's way better. Not logarithmic, auto. Much better now. And you can see that the issue is just trading sideways between these levels until it tries to push back further up. Would be absolutely amazing.
I think a very similar situation could potentially play out. We have to break and hold above the 50-week SMA if we want this bull market to continue. That level for Bitcoin, once again, is 101,000. That level for XRP is $2.47. So that is the key level, guys. That is the key level. If we don't break above, we don't hold above, well, just be prepared for more volatility. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I want to revisit this conversation about ETFs and the likelihood of BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, all these other big names launching their XRP ETFs, because there's been a lot more rumblings of BlackRock now, a lot more people talking about it. And, well, it's looking like there's a 70 to 80% chance that in 2026, BlackRock is going to be launching their XRP ETF. That would be absolutely phenomenal. And for Morgan Stanley, it might be a little bit lower, but still, there's a very good chance. Greater.
So yeah, like we can get these ETFs, but we need retail into crypto. That's one thing that's really going to help crypto markets. And if you're basing crypto markets off that, like seeing these macro movements right now, it's just not enough. We need to see much more than that.
Greater than 50% chance they're going to be launching this. But one thing we will note is that there are going to be more XRP ETFs launched, period. Now, we know there's already people that have filed for them. We know that more people are filing for them as well. And whether they are massive names like BlackRock or not, doesn't really matter. The demand is there. And eventually the big name.
I mean, the demand, if you look XRP ETF volume, how much is the XRP ETF tracker? Actually, someone made a tracker. That's pretty amazing. Bam, you can check daily volume 60 million. Index funds, 8 million. So yeah, the volume is not there yet, ladies and gentlemen. Like, up now, 50% now. Good job, man. But this doesn't tell me that the volume is there. Like, the volume is data. And data is obviously not here. It's nothing like we saw before. So that's something I'm worried of for XRP. So if we make another price analysis here, because I was wrong on 2 levels, you can get started on 2-bit as well. If you guys want, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm opening trades on 2-bit. We do have to check daily volume for XRP. And again, people were talking about billions. We are not getting billions, but the prices keep going up. Why? Because as long as the general markets keep improving, this is when the prices will keep going up. So I think this is a low. We can open a trade here. I think we saw a lot of red candles. We can push like 1,000 XRP. Bam, take profit. Bam, stop loss 2% of a mark price. Makes sense, right? So, and sell a short. Actually go here, 100 XRP. Bam, liquidation price of $32. So we go here, we set up a stop loss a bit later to bam. So obviously I don't know why I opened a short. Actually, I wanted to open a long here. So we can open a reversal now. It does seem like it is going for further a downtrend. Where are my lines? Okay, my lines are still well. 13 years of infrastructure Ripple have put in place wouldn't be done for nothing. Will they set a price for cross-border payments in the future? What do you mean by a price? So to me, it does make sense that the prices are this like right now. People still aren't too sure. I'm just going to open a reversal trade pretty much shortly as we go 1%. We don't want to be catching $1 down, but it does seem like, yeah, they are setting up last 10 years. They set up those infrastructures as people wanted, but why isn't the price changing? Well, you obviously see these whales are dumping the price into us. I can see it on 2bit. I have my trading book open in 2bit, and you can actually see, like, I'm gonna just open a reversal here. Kind of makes sense. Always trust your gut feeling. And set up a stop loss of 3%. Take profit 15%. And you can see here. So this is going to be setting the future. As you can see, I am going a bit sideways because I am opening trades on 2bit as well. Meanwhile, there's a lot of stuff to do. Daily volume 60 million. This is not enough. You see Canary Capital 13 million. This is not enough bitwise. 27 million. It is good, but it's not like $5 XRP good. So when you realize this is the most important factor. Is like week 52, you can see here daily inflows and outflows. This got recently approved. This is actually looks very, very nice. Like first US spot XRP ETF since October 29th. We're seeing volume, but this might take over a year to settle in. And this might really start working. The XRP ETFs. This is right now only 0.8% of supply. So from what we're seeing, the active ETFs. What we need to see is the big players, BlackRock. Well, BlackRock listed Bitcoin. This is probably their whole daily volume on the worst case scenario. So let that sink in right now. Hey, I saw STH and XRP is connected to stablecoins of Ripple. Welcome to the stream. Can the price increase? Is it possible technically? To stablecoins of Ripple, you mean the stablecoins of the stablecoins or XRP price? Ooh, that's a big crash actually. We're seeing a huge crash right now. Probably gonna get stop lossed because the markets are so volatile. It seems like it's trying to reach a lower low. It definitely makes sense. I have to readjust my strategy right now. The XRP ETF trackers have been absolutely insane. So we are seeing right now that XRP is moving towards like lower ranges because of all of these whales selling. So let's talk about, again, as I have my trade open on 2bit, let's talk about what's next for XRP. We have percentage of total supply is 0.8%, which is like XRP locked 800 million XRP. Now 0.8% is not nearly enough. You can see Ethereum isn't going up as much. It's going slowly up. It's trying to reach 6 all-time highs. We are seeing that XRP still isn't quite there yet because literally 33% of supply for Ethereum, about that. So 1/3 of Ethereum supply is locked. For XRP, that's 0.8. So if we want to see higher price levels like $5, $6, what needs to happen is we would need to see something major happen. People actually using the system. And the system is being built now, but nobody is using it. So what's happening with the price is you have a system that took 13 years to build, infrastructure that took a lot of time to build, yet why is the price not going up? Literally because a lot of people are not using enough of XRP system economy. It kind of makes sense, really. It is sad to see that. We could actually check XRP ledger volume, and we could check ledger metrics, XRP scan, and we could check the payments itself. So XRPL ledger explorer, you can see how many people are using it, what are they using it, what's exactly is happening. So here, there's lots of payments still coming through. So it's always working 24/7. I'm going to show it on the screen right here. There's about 23, 24 transactions per second. Again, let me show you the technology. This is like going deep into the, tech side. So if you don't understand what's going on, that's completely fine. So right now, there seems to be a lot of payments coming through. This is how much XRP is being burned every single second. Maybe just a fraction of XRP. So their long-term plan for this is to burn XRP by itself. So the average ledger interval is 4 seconds. Transactions, 83. Transactions per second, 20 transactions per second. Okay, good. And almost nothing to cost. So you can actually see a lot of payments are being sold. A lot of payments are not going through. So yeah, so many transactions going overall here, like 34. The transactions are instant, the transactions are here, but it's just not enough. It is not enough to make a big difference here. So I'm thinking right now that we need to get these daily ETF volumes up for XRP. Otherwise, it's not looking good. But yeah, we obviously need more retail investors here. That's the point I'm trying to make. Nobody is using their infrastructure yet because there's not enough people. And then you can see Bitwise, Canary Capital, Franklin Templeton, Grayscale, Rex Osprey, 21 shares, only 800K volume. That's not enough, guys. Like, there's no reason for them to buy it except for big institutions, which can just buy it over the counter, which means if they buy it over the counter, they're not buying on an exchange. They avoid a lot of fees. So what they do is just buy it over the counter from other big corporations. And that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing net inflow is $50 million from these ETFs. But with that being said, I don't think, honestly, that is enough for XRP to hit like big time. Are the markets closed anyway right now? Yeah, the markets are closed as I'm seeing, 10 hours, 43 minutes. But still, it gives you kind of an idea of what's going on. So XRP ETF to DABI is about to shock the world.
The market.
You can see I'm up 1% on 2bit, guys, as well. If that's something you're interested in, smash that like button. And yeah, my trade is open on 2bit.
Are looking a lot more strong than most people were previously anticipating. And ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you guys, I think it's just a matter of time now before the XRP ETF tsunami absolutely obliterates these markets and makes what today was, which was an amazing day, look like nothing in compared to what is right around the corner. Now, I'm going to explain why I've gone a lot more bullish than I was previously. And here is the deal, guys. You got to trade the market you are in, not the market that you want to have. And well, the information that we've gotten is undeniable. We're starting to see a massive shift.
So yeah, they're saying we're seeing a lot of inflows, but again, week 2 net flows is 23 million XRP, which is 50 million. XRP locked in vaults is 800 million. This means 0.8% of XRP right now is making money. Nobody is going to use 0.8% of XRP, but that's clearly not enough. We need a huge wave if we want to see like 100 billion locked in ETFs would be absolutely amazing. Like if we saw 90 billion XRP locked, I mean, this will never happen because people are locking it to get rewards. This is the reason people are locking it in.
the world economies due to the Trump administration and what happened with Venezuela. Once again, I was saying this is one of the single most important things that has happened to XRP and the entire financial sector in a very long time. And I stand by that because, well, we're starting to see the effects of it today.
And you can see here, this is why XRP pushed higher, and it might push even more higher if you're new to my channel. That's what I've been telling you guys. It's going to trade between $1.8 and $2. And exactly as we predicted, this is what happened. And now we're pushing to the next stage. The next stage is pushing another high and then another high. Another high and more highs and more highs.
Confidence is starting to rise. The price of assets are starting to rise. And it's looking like the price of oil is going to continue to go.
So yeah, XRP is a bit delayed on that part. It's been delayed for 1 year. A lot of like negative markets in that way.
Down, which is an amazing thing for inflation. With inflation going down, it opens up the world to stimulus and more capital being available, lower interest rates, and so much more, which will help the likes of XRP really start to pick up steam in a way it hasn't picked up in an incredibly long time. But first, I want to talk about the monster $18 million in inflows that we saw in a single week that came into all of the XRP ETFs. It's really starting to pick up in terms of volume, and this is something that is going to start building momentum as more and more capital accrues. I want to remind you guys that for the first time since quantitative tightening started, we've actually started to see a consistent expansion in the Fed's balance sheet, and they are talking about lowering rates more and issuing even more stimulus. And so this is exactly why we're starting to see more capital go into the XRP.
I feel like a lot of people are just putting more capital because all other stock markets are going up. So obviously, what will you do when you have, for example, 3 real estates? You're going to diversify, and people diversify into the future of payments. We're always going to be using payments. We used payments for tens of thousands of years, or maybe like 3,000 years. So just makes sense to, if it worked for 3,000 years, to now go into the next step and make payments fast, cheap, and easy.
ETFs into the crypto market because a large balance sheet means a lot more capital available to go crazy. We're starting to see also that Ripple is moving into the US banking infrastructure with a national trust bank filing. Now, if this is not going to make XRP...
I mean, they were doing that. I think it takes some time to do it. That's the issue here. Is banking and everything else is tons of documents, tons of transfers, fees. So it kind of makes sense why this took so long. But this is the next step of actually being compliant in USA. Like, I mean, this wouldn't be possible last 10 years ago, and now it is. So it just makes you wonder, wow, like we are really moving fast.
And Ripple's USD coin, more accessible. I don't know what is. I mean, this is going to be incredible because the XRPL technology, Ripple's technology they're building, it's going to allow numerous different transactions to be taking place on chain, all of which require XRP as the gas token. And yes, this is going to help take more XRP out of the circulating supply to make that actual circulating supply low enough.
I mean, I think the long-term plan of what would be the most predictable is if we actually get... That's a big drop. If we actually get XRP to start burning some coins, it would need to burn millions upon millions, and that's what people are hoping for. But this is like 5-10 years down the line.
That a supply shock is going to become inevitable once the ETFs continue to accrue more and more XRP. You know, the dark pools, the OTC available XRP.
So obviously a big red candle here. It makes you wonder, like a lot of these whales are still going to be selling until 2.22 on 2bit. If you guys want to get joined up, you can click in the link in the description below as well.
It's going to continue to dwindle down under the right market conditions, and that is precisely why we see large movements like what we saw here today. But that can happen in a much larger scale, similar to what maybe we saw in 2017, or even more recently what we saw in 2024 and the early stages of 2025. And that's what I'm personally waiting for, because I do think that under the right conditions, easily this could put XRP to the double digits. And if these conditions continue to align, we continue to get rate cuts, we continue to get the Fed expanding their balance sheet.
So everything is looking green right now, as long as something doesn't go wrong, which it has in the past, but there's nothing showing that the bears are going to win. At least like we saw this the last year, just trading sideways. Like we weren't really in a recession, but also we weren't like doing anything to make it go up. So it really makes you wonder, is it going to be better now? Probably.
How the economy is doing. And even despite tariffs, as you can see here, this is the start of the second Trump presidency right here. And this is the consumer demand from U.S. imports here. In the rest of Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Cambodia, you name it, it's all right here. It's been going up. I mean, just look at this. Trump introduces all these tariffs. People thought, okay, this is going to be the end of the world here, and people aren't going to be doing import.
I mean, they've been going up anyway. This is the thing. They've been going up regardless because there's more people in the world. I'm guessing there's more food supplies, more farms opening, the world is expanding. So this doesn't surprise me that much. But yeah, a lot of people thought this would go to zero. It ended up being a nothing burger. Nothing ended up changing, nothing ended up happening.
Anymore, and this is going to affect trade. But the demand has gone up. The amount of money that the U.S. is bringing in from tariffs as the demand is soaring, like we're seeing right now, is absolutely unprecedented. I mean, the U.S. government is taking in quite literally billions, potentially even over the long term, trillions of dollars from these tariffs. And this means that Trump could actually deliver on a lot of his promises, like looking at potentially even abolishing income tax. This is insane when you really boil it down. And just think about how much more wealth will be freed up for Americans once they get even more tax cuts. And then on top of that, there's no income tax. Like this really could be a historic moment. And even if we don't see that, no income tax cuts, whatever, and taxes remain the same, Trump has been talking about issuing tariff dividends to every single American. And
now, this is going to boost the economy for sure. Obviously, what XRP needs right now is time. As I'm hearing it on a 2-bit, it's above $2. It's staying above $2. I told you guys if we're going to 1.5, it's probably because the markets went pretty bad. And it doesn't indicate that this is going bad. U.S. imports in South are surging despite tariffs. U.S. imports from Southeast Asia rose 25% year over year. And right now, I have an XRP USDT trade open. If you guys want to get started, you can also go link in the description below and get started with me. We are having an XRP like competition
boost with tax season too, and that's a whole other can of worms. I mean, there's so much going on, so many positive tailwinds. And I just want to show you guys the immediate effect of Maduro being captured in Venezuela. Venezuela's stock exchange ends the day nearly 17% higher following this. For the first time in history, Venezuela is truly open up for business in a way unlike ever before. I mean, there have been a couple periods of time where Venezuela is doing pretty good, like in the 90s, for example.
I mean, I haven't looked too much into politics, but this is just a very small point of macro markets. It does just tell me that if XRP can survive 13 years, and again, statistically speaking, it can survive much, much longer. A lot of these crypto projects, they fail away in 1 to 2 weeks, my friends, and they're never heard of again. Like if they survive more than 2 years, like 95% of projects do not do that. 95% of projects fail. Again, XRP is something that has survived for 15 years. So what else? It really does make you wonder where we go from here.
We're probably going to be getting
like it can survive for 25 years, in my opinion. Nothing shows, especially now they're profitable. They just announced 2025, they're finally profitable, which made it push from 50 cents to, new ranges of $3. Because they don't need to rely on crypto anymore. They don't need to rely selling cryptocurrencies from their investors or buyers or whatever you want to call it. They don't need to sell their XRP tokens to other companies, because they're literally getting paid by the banks.
Access to opportunities unlike anything they have ever seen before in history. So this is going to be quite the year with how things have started off and kicked off so far. Potentially even one for the history books, maybe the best year ever. And I gotta say, I'm pretty excited.
Now, nothing indicates that we're entering the markets, especially when seeing volume like this, that we are entering markets like 2021. Literally nothing indicates. But I'm hopeful this happens.
Excited to see how this starts to play out. And speaking of that, and speaking of oil, which we know is a really key part of this equation, the Trump administration is actually going to be meeting with top U.S. oil executives this week to discuss reviving Venezuela's energy sector. Now,
this is macro markets. I try not to focus too much on that. But again, nothing changes in terms of XRP perspective. As long as they keep working, as long as the markets are good, XRP has a good chance here, in my honest opinion. Could it hit $4? I mean, yeah, maybe, but when? In 10 years? Like, stock market is going to hit, probably double at some point. I don't know when, but the real question is, how soon will it hit $5, $4? How soon will it double? And that's the question, my friends, that is very hard to predict. It depends on so many factors, especially how good will US do. Now, this is bullish for XRP, what happened recently, because they're going to, get more profit. It does seem like XRP is going to be used for many bank transfers everywhere around the world.
And we can finally start to look forward to many.
That's why I have a position open on 2bit right now. If you guys want to join me, that's something I'm doing. We do have a massive XRP event only for 20 days. Trading to earn massive XRP rewards. Deposit at least 200 USDT to futures account and hold for at least 48 hours to get like XRP. So for XRP traders, this is absolutely perfect opportunity to get started trading.
Things instead of having to deal with all these crazy turbulent red days like we had to deal with during 2025. But look,
2025, everybody was expecting a big pump and nothing happened. Guys, smash that like button if you haven't already. I have a trade open right now, up 1%. You will never see like this for XRP again. So let me check this. Again, XRP is now more popular than Bitcoin in terms of viewership on YouTube. Literally nothing is stopping it, and it has a lot of Korean traders, has a lot of USA traders, and that's what really does make a lot of sense for these big whales to trade XRP on. And they're just trading between these ranges, 2.2 and 2.4, because why shouldn't they? And that's what we're doing, like the competition for XRP, which is something I'm going to be telling you guys, link in the description below. We are up 1% now.
You are never going to see anything like we have just experienced for XRP ever again. And what's pretty much right around the corner, at least in my view, for XRP
Very
and for
true.
digital assets is something all of you people, in my opinion anyways, should be preparing for if you haven't started already. In case you missed it, in my previous video yesterday, we talked about a massive geopolitical event where now the US is getting access to the largest oil reserve in the world, and they're going to be producing millions upon millions of more barrels every.
So yeah, I saw that. It's cool. I mean, it's not cool in terms, but I feel like people overestimate how much this is going to change the crypto markets, especially like politics and crypto right now. It has never been so connected. You can obviously see we're up 2% now in the trade. This can obviously change. We're trying to go big. But right now, it does seem a lot of money and a lot of transfers between banks is going to need like these fast transfers that can arrive in 1 second. And, call me crazy, but this is the future. Everything needs to be fast. And you can obviously see as I'm talking about this, we are literally having an XRP competition. If you guys want to get started trading, you can get free XRP with trading itself. You can see we're up 3% now because what we are seeing right now is we have a huge XRP, 100 XRP position open. And a lot of these traders are starting to become bullish on XRP because of this.
Ramped up production. Analysts are saying that the ramp up could eventually cement prices at $3 to $6 per barrel. Now, if this happens and oil gets to $3 to $6 per barrel in 10 years, guys, like these analysts project that this is a possibility of happening.
You're not helping anybody get a job. You're preying on the weak. XRP will make us rich, but it's not running out. What do you mean? I'd actually have a proper discussion, because the thing is, what we are checking here on my channel is I didn't say we're making anyone rich. No, that's not the thing with XRP. Obviously, if people watch my channel, you could see that XRP literally went from 50 cents. What I am saying is, and what I'm explaining to people on my channel is, why is XRP going up? You can see my trade is like up 4%. And because literally while I was explaining, I'm up 4% on my trade. That's the literal reason. Is XRP right now, a lot of people just see the prices go up and they don't understand why. We're going deep into macros here.
You have no idea what's going to happen with XRP and Bitcoin and digital assets.
And you can obviously see this is a huge candle here I opened on 2bit. We're up 5% now. So pretty good news, especially if I open bigger trades.
I mean, Bitcoin mining is going to go crazy in this event. You guys are not ready for this. The tailwind this will bring for the crypto industry will be unlike anything you have ever seen in your entire life. And I gotta say, this is going to be incredible stuff. I mean, we only have a couple times on record where the prices of oil actually went down substantially enough to, warrant, a similar situation to this. And every single time, pretty much, it resulted in massive bull runs across the market. And once again, I went over that previously. So there is still a lot of geopolitical tensions in Venezuela, between Venezuela, China, Russia. They're all kind of bringing in their own words here. But I think the one thing that is very clear here is this does give the USA a lot of power over China, because about 5% of China's crude oil imports are sourced from Venezuela. And so with the Russian reserves continuously...
Seems like economy is just improving. Like, no matter what happens, this does not stop the economy at all. Just makes you wonder, like, what is next? And obviously, the economy has just been staying strong no matter what. It seems like the big whales right now, they don't care. They're going to keep buying no matter what. So thank you so much, guys, for smashing that like button. The whales, if we look at the trading book, look what the whales are doing. One whale just bought 5K XRP here on 2bit. Description below. I'm up 5%. Obviously, it's good time to take profit. But you can actually see that as soon as we get a red candle, it's trying to push back above. Exactly as I predicted.
Inside of our control. So I think the best thing for us to do, in my opinion anyways, is just to do what we can do. Look at the correlations, look at the historical precedents that have happened previously based off of this information, and just trade around it. That's really it. Whether you agree or disagree with what's happening right now, frankly, doesn't really matter. The markets do not care about your feelings. I am adopting that phrase. That is my phrase. And it's so true.
Up 70% is absolutely bonkers. Even up 5% is bonkers, but up 70%, absolutely bonkers, to be honest.
Markets don't care. They're going to do what they're going to do, and they're going to do what makes logical sense based off of what's happening in the global sphere. And if you don't understand the correlation between oil, geopolitics, global conflicts, and XRP, well, you're going to want to stick around, because these...
Jasmy, like, a lot of these coins are going up, and it's absolutely insane how bullish right now the market is. Again, 2025 was all about only XRP going up and Bitcoin going up, and maybe BNB. So these are the three that really went up. I'm waiting for the retail to come back and double down. So yeah, if you guys want to get started with me on 2bit, I think I should close this trade at 5%. Like, that's more than enough. Wait for a retest and go from here. So I'm going to try to actually go at 4% profit. Sounds good to me. Even like 370, as you can see, like, if luckily we caught, like some big whale just dumped on us. So that's kind of scary. But everything just changed for XRP. And you can see I should have held because right now it does seem like another bullish reversal. Let's make a
XRP.
huge... We're going to open a huge position on 2bit as well. That's what we're doing with our community here. Because if you guys want to join me, link in the description below. But we did partner up with an exchange to do like a special trading event. So the top trader wins 2,500 XRP. When you trade, you get XRP. So you have 1 million trading volume, you get 90 XRP for free. And the highest reward is actually, if you have 40 million, you get 2,500 XRP as well, which is just crazy, crazy, crazy numbers. So if that's something you're interested in, smash that like button and join in the link description below. We're waiting for the right time to get in.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and now Dogecoin, the big five of my portfolio. And I mean the big five. I added on some leverage. Is it going to absolutely destroy me?
Closing 70% profit, absolutely amazing. But I wish I would be 70% up, but obviously XRP is trading very sideways right now. You can see I closed it at the right time. I'm going to try to open it here with another long. Taking profit, bam, of 5%. If we go 5% down, we're going to go $15 and buy along here. We have an open order over here. Actually, I should close that, especially if we don't have the 2 records for the stop loss of 3%. So yeah, it does seem like it is going sideways right now as we're doing these trades.
Or is this time
definitely a short
different?
here.
And what I mean by that, I'm going to show you the charts I pulled.
The reason why I think XRP should be pushing higher is because the candles, the red candles, are getting smaller and smaller. So again, if you check the order book over here, the whales are taking profit. Oof. Okay, never mind this strategy.
The wallet out, let the moths fly, bought. Now, I don't know if it's going to be good timing or not. I don't know if we're going to retrace back down and it's a big, big, fat, bold trap and we get cooked on the grill, or if we're actually eating those bear burgers ourselves. I'm going to go over what I saw. I want to rehash where I think we're going, give you some, was XRP the best crypto to buy now? What's the XRP price prediction? What's Bitcoin's price?
We're going to flash close this one and we're going to wait for an uptrend, even though it does seem like we can just wait for when it gets better, honestly. But XRP, everything just changed.
Prediction. Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin now made it. I went
Nice,
with
bro.
5 different cryptos on this one. I'm not even done. I'm not even close to being done. I'm low.
Seems like cryptos are going up. Obviously, cryptos are always they are delayed. When the stock market goes up, especially like as I was talking about delayed, if I kept this trade open, if I didn't panic, I would be in the green right now. Like, this is what I'm telling you guys. The red candles, you got to wait and have the right time because it's now going to try to push up for like 2.27.
Loading up. I'm just getting started. Now, I do want to DCA into this thing. I want to take my time, but I got to show you a lot of the things. Ethereum is going to be my biggest position. I had a couple people out there, hey, Mo, I see you're loading up on certain things. 5 of them this time, not the 4 horsemen this time. We're going with 5. I'm going to take some risk. We're going to see how it goes. We'll pull out the charts. We got a lot to look at. I mean, I was looking at some of the Ethereum stuff. Ethereum network.
So yeah, it does seem like Ethereum is going to be a competitor at some point, but it's going to do different. It's going to try to hit more retail for Ethereum, and then XRP is going to try to hit more basically the markets itself. So I'll be right back on this.
Activity in 2025 saw significant growth with stable coins, 8 trillion in stablecoin transfer volume in Q4 alone. And I believe that was doubling what they did in Q2. It's just big right there. It holds about 65% of the RWA. You got all kinds of different things that are happening on there. Man, it's just huge. Daily transactions right here. 2.23 million daily transactions late December. Things are getting good. In other words, is this the beginning of something special? I brought it up, and I brought it up about a week and a half ago. I said that we are now seeing the staking for Ethereum surpass the request for unstaking. And when we normally see that, a long period of time of unstaking outperforming staking, then you get, when you have the
So yeah, considering like XRP staking at 0.8% right now, how can you increase that? Like, if we do staking, which something that's XRP is offering right now, 0.8% is locked in. For XRP, that's 0.8% that will never get sold, will not enter the market as long as it's staked. And it makes me wonder if we get like to Ethereum's 33%. Imagine if like 10% of XRP was staked. That would immediately mean that 10% is never going to get sold. And you lock in the prices, you lock them out of the market, especially if you guys like looked at what I was doing. The markets right now are screaming bullish. They're definitely screaming bullish at this point. So it makes me wonder where to go here.
the staking overtaking it, we get a run. When we have unstaking overtaking staking, we get the decrease in prices. Remember that for next time. I am a national champion coach / teacher, 2-time, 15-time state champion. So I'm here to try to...
Wait, let me check. Am I muted? I didn't hear that.
teach you about what you look for in terms of when to get in, when to get out. I have so many people asking me about that. For those that don't know,
right.
in the Discord, I know so many of you. We have thousands of members. The earner tier you can get these charts to help you. It's
All right, I'm back. So, yeah, basically, I'm trading on 2bit right now, and this is the strategy. It's obviously trying to push for XRP prices to, like, it does scream like bullish momentum. And even if we size 3%, everything screams like a long. I think we open it at the perfect time right now. Unless we catch the falling knife, obviously there's going to be some profit taking down to 2.26. That's why we have a stop loss. Maybe we open it like a second too early. But again, you gotta the general aspect of it is I'm trading on 2bit, 15x leverage, and it is going up. And everything just changed for XRP.
time that we have been able to cross the 50, right, with strength and continue to do it. Not an overbought, blow off top, push it all the way back down. I'm talking nice and steady. All right, so you have this, check this out, triple bottom right here. And I brought that up before. We got a triple bottom. If we can start finishing higher right here, and we finish higher than here, we should explode higher. We just finished higher yesterday.
So yeah, it does seem like every time it tries to push for 2.26, price push higher, higher, higher. So it is looking good that the whales have not given up. That's good. I'm live. Thank you so much. Though the whales have not given up on pushing it higher, but we are seeing downtrend momentum. As you can see here, I'm down 1%. This can close out. It can change anytime. Like they are going on to further plans. Like they just want to push higher and higher and higher above.
So we get the official crossing here, and that's what I really wanted to make sure I was in if we did this, and we did do it. So we crossed right here, and now we start today's candle. So I am absolutely okay getting in. And people ask, hey, what do you think? I love it. You're getting these new higher highs.
So yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. You don't know on the scalp trading. You got to be careful about these candles. Because like right now, I'm going to get liquidated just because you can see some whales are taking profit. This does not mean XRP is bearish. When I'm trading on 2bit, which you can use the link in the description below to get started trading with me. So that's something that interests you. I'm taking live trades. If we get ever stop lost, if we ever see some price changes, it's for a very clear reason here. So the reason why I'm trading here is simply because there's whales taking profit. This is why you see the prices go down so heavily. But does that mean we will go below 220? I don't think so, unless something really bad happens.
New higher lows. It's time. And the big line, once we cross it, is going to be this one. Once we cross right here with Ethereum, which this right here is 33, what is that, 33.25. We cross 33.25. That's going to lead to some monster gains. We're going all the way up there close to 3,500. And you can just see the writing on the wall. So I don't think it's going to take long, even if we have a few days of red. I'm planning on buying now. I want to get into a full position. This is it. This is what I've been waiting for. And you never know how low you're going to go. You never know how high you're going to go. The game is to do the best you can with your timing. And I like what we're seeing.
This is the good part, is like trading bots on 2bit that I'm using right now. What they literally can do is they could just trade between these two ranges. So if we look at a trading bot over here, like for example, 7-day return, it's making 118, right? And you can check here what it's doing. Lowest price 1.72 and highest price 2.53. So you can just make a custom strategy. You can use it that the lowest price it's gonna buy at is 2.2. That's my strategy right now. Again, this is risky. So trade it at your own risk, because we do have a bunch of traders in the group trading with us. So if you want to get joined with us, link in the description below. But it tells you a clear idea here is that XRP is trying to trade between these ranges until it tries to push for higher prices.
So with Ethereum, you got that. XRP is a whole different beast. I don't know about you guys. I even added a little bit of leveraged XRP yesterday. I got that in there. Right now, we have the crossing of the 75 on the RSI. That's making me nervous. But what do you see here? Anybody who trades with me, which I'll be trading live for the earner tier today at 2 o'clock. Now, I'll make this quick. If you're not in there and you want to join, you want to be a part of the...
So, guys, that's what I told you. If you guys want to join me on trading, it's free to join. You even get some trial bonuses. You just use the link in the description below. That's what I was telling you guys. Right now, the markets are, very volatile. But it does seem like XRP is at least trying to push up higher. That's why I might open a trading bot. I'm just waiting for the right time to open it.
5 crosses. And when the 5 crosses that happened yesterday, within 3 candles.
The reason with bot trading is what bot trading does for XRP. It just buys when it's low and sells when it's high. That's literally what the bot does for you. You just say you should be buying here, and the bots literally create volume. They create volume for XRP, and yeah, people do custom bots, but there's also bots available already that if you're bullish, you don't have to have the trading open. This is for people who have, for example, who want to test out how AI works, how the features work, and maybe price reaches $2.2 and it's going to buy for you, and then it's going to sell at 2.7.
I normally expect, well, let me rephrase that.
And that's the great thing about trading bots is, yeah, like going long on it. If you believe that the prices will go down and you want to trade and you're bearish on XRP, then you just open a trading bot without doing the trades yourself and closing them and opening them. So I think bots are a great thing, but I'm not into bots that, they're literally a tool. If you're a good trader, that's how you make them right.
13 is about to cross, and after it crosses, which will be either today, most likely tomorrow, once it crosses tomorrow, within 3 candles of that candle, I do expect a monster green candle.
So guys, I'm doing my trading strategy for free, basically here to tell people what my plan is. Again, this is not financial advice, but what we're doing with 2bit group, like this one, the one I'm partnering up with on 2bit, which I have link in the description below, 2.2 to 2.4. These are the 2 ranges, and it does seem like it is going sideways. Like it might go here above, and then try to go a bit lower, and then we need something macro for XRP to change.
Normally how it works when you've been this low for this long, and you finally get the 13 crossing, we get the run. All right. And sometimes it can be the initial candle too. So I'm not going to be surprised about that. So I like what I'm seeing there. You go to Bitcoin. How's Bitcoin going, Mo? A little red to start today, which is fine. 5 just crossed. We get the 5 crossing, which is one of the big things I look for. And now the 13 is going to work its way up. This is where I like to add on my Bitcoin right when the 5 crosses. I got in a little early yesterday. No complaints there. And same situation. So after the 5 crosses, I'm waiting for the 13. Once the 13 crosses, I expect that big green candle within 3. So everything's kind of setting up for this week. The next 7 days should be extremely, if everything goes according to plan.
I just find it a bit interesting, like January of all the time. January is usually when the markets are down. Why do I have Crypto Mo on? Because I'm just checking the price predictions. Like his price predictions, that's why I usually check when I have trades open. What do other like traders think? When we are checking the prices, and we're sometimes analyzing where the markets go from here. Welcome to the stream, Gabriel. So yeah, it makes it clear sense. It's happening right now in front of our eyes. Tokenization of all assets, including smart contracts and derivatives, will skyrocket XRP. I would say, you know, I was working on RWA before. RWA is a great thing. Tokenization is a great thing, but it's not as fast as people think. It is gonna take time. It's gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, 20 years. It's not gonna be overnight. I don't think it's gonna make huge changes this year. But I think if you make it on the 5-year spectrum, like on the 10-year, yeah, obviously it could make big changes. But what? You know, this is XRP's long-term plan on 5 years. But if you check, for example, the plan on 10 years, 20 years, that's where the key differences are made. That's where it really starts to change. So I personally think that right now what XRP is focusing on is on the banking. Banking stuff is their main money maker, their main bread and butter. Everything else is just a bonus for them.
All right, and so did I pull Solana up? I don't think I did. Let's pull up Solana. Another one. This is one where the 5 hasn't even crossed the 50 yet. And when you don't even have it, that tells me there's a lot of room to run here with Solana. I actually think this is going to have some big candles very, very soon. I think we're early to the game. The fact that I got in yesterday, before we even, you're seeing this be the first day of breaking the 50, not even confirming yet. We could confirm here. I think you're going to see love for Solana that is going to be very, very nice for investors, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, as I said before, guys, this is a long journey. If you're with me, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you let me know FF in the comments.
It's an ongoing process. You can obviously see that XRP is at least getting movement, and people have been waiting for this movement for a long time. We didn't get any movement for so long. We were waiting like 20 days, 30 days, 1 year, and it was just trading between these side levels. And now I'm finally gonna go open more trades because now I can feel certain. Like even these whales, what they did is they just dumped it all the time. They were dumping it because they were like, why should I buy it if the markets keep going down, right? They were just buying it at the low and selling it at the top, and then the price went lower and they did it again, made more money. And even look on the 4-hour chart. So long entry 2.24 to 2.27, long DCA 2.22, stop loss. It does seem like top loss. Yeah, does seem like a long here could be in place. But you can see what happened. And again, this went on since 30th of October, since all-time highs of 30th of October. I need to check that as well. I will check that. We have so many to check while I keep my positions open until we finally saw something different. Look at this scenario. Actually, this is the wrong line, but you can check here. 30th of October to 7th of January is like the big change. XRP is about to go crazy. I'm curious if this is true because like we got to check because I just heard there's a huge announcement from XRP CEO. But XRP going crazy was on my bucket list as well. I am trading on 2Bit, guys. If you want to join in, link in the description below. But XRP going crazy, let's check that out.
XRP holders, the big question is, can we trust this XRP pump, this crypto pump right now, or is it a big trap? I might have the answers for you in today's very quick video. I want to talk about the price targets that I'm expecting here in the short term, things that I'm noticing right now in the technicals that you need to be aware of. it's not what you think. So let's get straight into it. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're still here. Okay guys, so the breakout for XRP here on the weekly time frame is happening as anticipated. I mean, we talked about this in the past few days here on the channel, so absolutely beautiful. But the big question right now is, what can we expect next for XRP? Well, here I made a comparison with XRP's price action in 2017 on the left hand side.
So this is why I haven't been agreeing with Steff's crypto here. Again, we got to open a trade for XRP now on a 5-minute chart. It does seem like it is going between two ranges. 2027, 2017, yes, you could look at this scenario, but plenty of times it just went lower. Again, 2017 was way less volume, way less for XRP than it is now. So just sink that in that, you know, this did work in the past. Like we did see XRP, but it doesn't mean like XRP will suddenly go to $8. It doesn't mean it's not bullish. It just means that we need to curb our expectations. Obviously, I'm going with a small position here. We're seeing like XRP still going down from 2 to 2.26. I said that 2.32 is the bottom, but it seems like the lower momentum is happening here.
Side of the screen, and on the right hand side of the screen the current price action here 2025 to 2026. Now what you can see is that in both charts XRP went through a long consolidation, which was eventually followed by a sharp corrective move that formed a falling wedge pattern. So here you can see this falling wedge with this downward resistance, downward support. XRP is right now breaking out, and that also happened in 2017. We had this downward.
So yeah, 2017 was way different than it is now. I'm gonna be opening a long here. Actually go here, 3%, 15, and buy a long. But it's catching a falling knife. You saw this big candle, you saw here. It does seem like it is the downtrend at this point. So like even checking here, we can actually use a less leverage at this point. Open a trade, 7% leverage, because over that it's easier to get liquidated. And just it just seems like it is going further downtrend. Like every time we try to bounce higher, like it just goes down. So it goes from 2.31 to 2.26. But here is where a small candle we can take on the scalping range.
Resistance, downward support. XRP broke out, and that eventually
2.1 buyback for long. If XRP hits $2.1, I'm gonna be opening a trading bot as well for that, and just try to go higher at that point, because I think it's gonna still. I don't think it's gonna even hit 2.1. Actually, it could. But I'm thinking like it will bounce back at 2.2 or 2.17, if you ask me.
led to a significant rally for XRP in 2017. So yeah, of course, history is not exactly going to play out for XRP, but hopefully we can expect something similar. And I mean, you have to admit that the market structure looks very similar to what we saw in 2017 for XRP. So yeah, I'm in favor of a lot more bullish price action. I just can't give you exact targets right now, but once the price action develops more, I can give you more specific price targets. That
I feel like it's just trying to rebalance itself. You know, where it goes from here, it's trying to see what is going to be my price now. And it tells you pretty clearly here.
I'm eyeing for XRP. Now, a chart that is even more important right now is actually this one for XRP, which is once again the weekly time frame. So every candle is 1 week, and in white you can see the XRP 50-week simple moving average. Now, the 50-week simple moving average has consistently marked major trend shifts for XRP. XRP broke below it in 2018, as you can see. XRP broke below it in 2022, as you can see, and also in 2024, and again in 2025 on.
Now this is, I feel like, because we already had a huge bull run rally, 2026 is gonna be weaker like than 2025. We saw 50 cents to $3. Now we're gonna try to push 2.26 to $4, 4.5 at max, in my opinion. Don't bring out the pitchforks. I'm just trading on 2-bit here, but it seems pretty obvious that, you know, these whales, we're getting smaller and smaller pushes because a lot of these whales are selling, especially when they bought XRP for 3 cents, 19 cents. You know, this is the problem I'm seeing here.
October the 10th.
Is this the whales keep dumping. I even have a long and I'm only up 0.5%. You know, because the whales want to take profits, and that's completely normal.
We broke below the 50-week simple moving average. Now that level now sits at roughly $2.50, and history basically suggests that a retest of the 50-week.
I might actually do that as well. I might just set up a trading bot at a certain price point and just wait it out here. That would be smart as well.
Simple moving average is very likely to expect here in the coming days or coming weeks for XRP. Now, if XRP can reclaim and close a weekly candle above $2.50 again, that could then signal a serious trend shift, and that could open a door for the bull market to resume. Now, if XRP's price fails to do so, then that could increase the risk of continued bearish momentum. So that level is really the line in the sand for XRP, $2.50. But for now, I do think there is a pretty high chance that XRP could retest its 50-week simple moving average here in the coming days possibly. So for now,
so yeah, it is retesting that. It's just that it gets pushed back every time. We are up 0.5%. If we check over here, the position profit loss, like we need to be up at least 1 to 2%. We have a 275 XRP open. If you guys want to join me, trade to our massive XRP rewards, link in the description below. You can join and get XRP by trading it. So if you're into XRP trading, that's something you can start with, like joining our journey. And the top trader gets 2,500 XRP, link in the description below.
Guys, I'm very bullish. We have the breakout going on right now, but it's important to...
So yeah, finally, like people are happy because finally something started to at least change. We had so much news and price not moving or even going down. Finally, we're at least seeing something.
Monitor the price action around $2.50 because yeah, that area could provide resistance, and it's very crucial for XRP to close above. Now, by the way, if you're looking for a reliable and trustworthy exchange to use.
So yeah, guys, I'll keep you updated with more news. XRP pushing out. Like, we gotta wait and see, but so many people are telling me bullish. That they are bullish, that they wanna, like, you know, see what happens next to XRP prices. At least, like, we're thinking, I'm hoping it's not the same scenario as we saw in November and December last year. Because what we saw last year is, yeah, everything's gonna go up and suddenly, like, the prices went down. So we do have more updates. XRP ETF tracker, the market's closed, but obviously a lot of volume coming in. 50 million, it's not enough.
That, guys, hope
usually if
we have a brand new,
imagine if we had 100 million trading volume here, maybe we had before, but like 200 million, 300 million, 500 million, that would really increase the prices easily. So like if we do more ETFs, that's something I'm going to be doubling down on. XRP, they want in. And as you can see, the whales are flocking in. They're coming back. Trading volume is getting back because something is happening to the prices.
Hope you're all having a great day out there. We've got an absolute beast of a video here today. I want to talk to you about a couple CEOs that we just got some confirmations on, what's going on with the XRP ETFs. Also, why many investors in the XRP community are not looking to sell their XRP even at 3 to 4 digits plus. Something to think about on that, while we've got a lot of other updates as well. If you do like talking about both Ripple and XRP, type an X in the comment section, smash that like button. Let's get some positive energy out there and let's get straight into it. XRP investors. We got some good news here today as crypto czar David Sachs meets with senators to help advance crypto market structure legislation. Now, this just came out a few hours ago. I want to make sure it was on your radar, but keeping in mind that January 15th committee markup, January 15th, that is something we're going to be locked in on because we're 9 days.
So January 15th seems like more news is happening. We are bullish, but we'll try to shake. But the whales will try to shake people out. I definitely think so. I think a lot of whales are prepared to do a huge sell-off. And then people, like a lot of the retail doesn't realize that this is a pattern that's been happening for 4 years. So yeah, I mean, the whales are going to be just bearish and more bearish. As long as we keep these whales in check, as long as the whales can sell their things and go away, that's gonna be good news overall. So I am definitely wondering, like, these whales, this is not enough. Not enough volume to bring retail in, but it is a good start to be even listed as an ETF.
XRPZ, Franklin Templeton's XRP ETF, hit almost 11 million, those being really the top big ones. Now, I'm going to keep this brief, but I did want to put this out. This is a post I put out here today.
The whales are like, if you are a retail, you need to understand that these whales, they want to maximize their revenue, but they're also increasing more volume for XRP, which is a win-win. More volume means the price goes up. But these whales, they want to make profit. They want to take profit. They're buying XRP for cheap, and they already bought it, a lot of it. In my opinion, they bought a lot of it at 0.5. And now that prices go up, they will honestly sell. And this is exactly what we're seeing. Look at this. 2.4, we're going down to 2.27. But during these price ranges, literally people try to buy it in. So here's the important factor we're seeing. Whales, they are selling. They are taking profit on 2bit. Look, you could even see someone sold 21K, 23K, 20K of XRP. In a matter of 5 seconds, he sold 60K of XRP. $120,000, guys, he sold. That's why we are doing a trading competition to see what these whales are doing. Link in the description below. But yeah, the top traders win 2,500 XRP. As you can see here, there's a big whale in the trading book selling 60,000 XRP. And that's why I got liquidated, because soon the price went down
on X, because there are some out there still wondering why the XRP ETFs, the exchange trade funds, are even a big deal. Now, I wanted to pull this up. ETFs, XRP ETFs, give us daily measurable data.
This is good. Like, I mean, you shouldn't rely on these XRP ETFs as a way to see a price increase, because there's just not enough volume. But are they a good way to see, you know, maybe the price going up? Yeah, for sure. But it's not enough to see the price increases in that sense.
That proves the current level of confidence big institutions have in XRP. Let me read that again. XRP ETFs give us daily measurable data that proves the current level of confidence big institutions have in XRP. There's no speculation or debate. Institutional investors and large asset managers want XRP. And see, that's the key. We've talked a lot over the years about how markets react off emotion, and what you need is confidence. And generally speaking, these big institutional investors, they're a step ahead of most in the retail crowd. They know what is coming. And so the fact that we're seeing a ton of inflows into these XRP ETFs is a very, very big deal. As I want to pull this up, ETF inflows have been...
So this is the thing, like, if ETF inflows go up, it's usually a good indicator that the whales are back. They're not super huge. Margin is your best friend at a bench after you enter, helps with liquidation. You should definitely enter margin, but it's kind of like, you know, I like to keep stuff simple. When I use like futures, I sometimes go to the light perpetuals because it's ideal just to keep it very minimalistic. So like no leverage, no nothing at all, just say the price going up or down.
Become a key gauge of institutional conviction, and XRP's latest data signals sustained confidence. Key word being confidence. Now, one of the most basic, easy things to understand is that the market does still, to this day, move in the direction of which Bitcoin is going, meaning that on most days, generally, when Bitcoin is up, so is the rest of the market. But XRP, for obvious reasons, is far more explosive. Now, when we take a look at these ETFs, this is clear demand, and this is one big factor that is going to cause that inevitable supply shock.
So yeah, it does seem like the trades today, like anything can change. Like, look at that. You need to catch the falling knife. Seems like it's going to push down further to 222, but we're entering this range where I feel confident that it's going to bounce back. So I'm going to open a positive position here on 2bit, which you guys can join me. Again, it's risky. It's super risky. So take it with a grain of salt. But if I open this trade already, I would be super up. Like, you can see the margin I have here is $90. Obviously trying to go up and push for another all-time high. 15.3. Let's take a look.
we've talked about. Now, a couple confirmations we got here today. Ripple CEO joins 1 billion XRP treasury firm as of
1 billion. Again, $1 billion as advisor, sparking fresh market buzz. So, I mean, that type of connections she has is incredible, or he has.
advisor. Now, we kind of had a pretty good idea this was going to happen, but Ripple CEO steps into advisor role at 1 billion XRP treasury firm.
I mean, he just joined a big whale and said, like, I'm going to help you because you invested $1 billion into our company. Again, who invests $1 billion? You don't just invest $1 billion into a crypto company for fun. Obviously did something right. And that's where I think it really helps. That's where I think it really makes a difference, in my honest opinion, because they believe their vision. They believe in XRP. And again, this is what Brad Garlinghouse is showing in.
Evernorth, channeling major funding into open market XRP acquisitions. This is absolutely amazing to see. Great to see for the XRP community, as it is so incredibly clear. And there's always this FUD out there about what Ripple is doing and trying to scam investors and stuff like that. It is so incredibly clear on their level of participation in the XRP ecosystem and trying to push XRP forward. This is a 1 billion XRP treasury firm that Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse will be on to help push it forward. And so a very, very big deal and great to see. Now, also SBI CEO, Ripple, now major profit pillar. This came out here today. I want to put it out on your radar. Quote from the SBI CEO, needless to say, it is these fields, referring to Ripple investment and crypto ecosystem, that currently play a part as a pillar of SBI Group's earnings. And so what are we talking about here?
So yeah, I had a position open because I feel like, I mean, if they are confident enough to have a 1 billion position open, again, $1 billion of XRP that they are holding, 1 billion, that can build a city. It makes you wonder, what is next? What do they know? And I'm guessing they know that the banks are already there to connect. It's a very clear position, and like even talking to CEO as an advisor, this is absolutely huge. Like treasuries for XRP are the next big thing that's arising.
This is the ecosystem helping generate business revenue and value for SBI. And this is something that companies around the world are taking a close look at.
The only thing is, why, if they own 1 billion, why isn't the price going up? Well, it's very simple, actually. The price is simply not going up because there's no need for them to increase the price, because they're buying it over the counter. They're buying it from the different market.
The National Crypto Association is breaking down major crypto assets to help everyday crypto Americans make sense of what they see and hear. Here's an XRP explainer. Stay tuned for more token explainers coming soon, he writes. As the National Crypto Association put this out here today on XRP, there are many cryptocurrencies, each designed to serve a unique purpose. XRP is designed to help move money quickly and efficiently. That's essentially what we have with XRP. It's often discussed in the context of payments that settle faster and with lower fees than traditional systems. XRP can also act as a bridge between different currencies, helping value move from one place to another without relying on multiple intermediaries. Faster settlement and lower costs can make payments more accessible for businesses, institutions, and everyday users around the world. Now, I want to talk about this real quickly and why I'm not looking to sell my XRP, but many are kind of in the same boat. And we talk about I Trust Capital, which get yourself an account. It's still $100 free funding.
So that's what I'm telling you. XRP acting a bridge between currencies is something that people have been talking about 13 years, but the way this works, it is so slow. So slow to actually happen just overnight. It's going to take time. I just set my buy order for XRP. Let's see if I catch it. I need to set up the XRP buy order as well. Like, what can you do between that? You can get started trading on 2bit, like trading XRP, knowing how the markets move, actually make money, which is risky, by the way. But I want to trade properly while I wait for them to introduce faster settlements, which is going to take some time, guys. It is going to take days, weeks, whatever you want to call it. And this is going to be an important factor. This is for a limited time. You can actually trade to earn massive XRP rewards. So that's what I'm considering here right now, is they want in.
Kind of get an idea on where things are going short term. Sometimes these TA guys are right, sometimes they're wrong. Overall, what we need to be focused on is fundamentals. But the great Matsby here today put out, I essentially told everyone to buy XRP in December and cautioned resistance yesterday so people could take profits if they wanted. Anybody not following me is doing themselves a disservice.
I mean, Blowfin is good. I use 2bit personally to trade, because they have the trading bots are very simple to use, very good overall. Some of them are custom. I like that they have a lot of these competitions that if you have high trading volume, and also because I partner up with them. So literally anyone that, you know, is trading under my link, they can get XRP for free. So if they have 1 million trading volume, they get 90 XRP for free, and, you know, up to 2,500 XRP. That's the nice part about it. That's why I'm also pushing, you know, 2bit, because I'm actually doing a lot of price analysis here. I like how they have these charts that I can use.
This big rally, we're going to see a little bit of profit taking before we see that next big pop. But I'm not looking to sell at all. At single digits.
I mean, if XRP goes to $4, great. But what I want to do is just stay $5 and stay there for the long term. That would be incredible, though. I would definitely like that. If it just stayed like for so long, for multiple of days, like on a very, very strong position, like $4, $5, push for higher levels, that would be next level.
Give me a break. $2.27 at the time of this recording. I'm not looking to sell at 3 to 4 digits even, because of some of the reasons we just discussed.
That's the good part. It literally cost you nothing, but I used both, and I personally prefer this one, especially because there's you know, as I told you, this is the this competition literally gives you XRP for trading, and that's why, like, yeah, of course it gives you those trial funds, extra trial funds for more deposits, but this one is the most important factor. I don't think Bluefin is offering anything like that, so this is the important factor. If you have a lot of trading volume or just reaching this is what, 90 XRP is $180. So it kind of makes sense to join in and be the first one, like, to get the 90 XRP, because I'm pretty sure nobody has yet. So then, like, let's say you get a lot of trading volume, you get 180. And from what I know is the trading bots here are vastly different in that sense. So very important to note is these big whales, I see them on 2bit all the time. They're trading here, they're buying, they're selling. You know, you can see someone just sold 120K for 2bit because of that. But that's what my next plan is. You're welcome on the XRP. So we do have another news. President interview, XRP announcement, huge XRP announcement. Again, XRP has become so big, it's becoming on live TV. That's why I'm trading just live, and I'm checking what's happening with the price as we go on here. Really makes you wonder, like, where is XRP going from here? And it's very obvious that XRP being mainstream is the next big step for retail.
There's a lot of brand new things here that we need to discuss, talk about, listen to, acknowledge, and really kind of paint a picture of what the future is going to look like here in 2026 for Ripple and XRP. Let's just get into it.
I mean, how mind-blowing it is that every time I open the news or check Twitter, there is literally XRP on the news. Again, how many cryptocurrencies can you tell me? I don't think even Bitcoin is on the news anymore. It's just XRP, XRP, XRP. So that's another bonus point for them. I mean, it's not so easy to get on these financial Bloomberg and stuff like that. Yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum is mentioned, but nothing along these lines. Like, damn big actual company worth billions. It's kind of like, you know, those big companies, Apple and Amazon as well.
And Tim,
I have a trade open right now. It's a long, but I'm just waiting for it to go up. It's trading kind of sideways for XRP right now.
Watching Ripple's digital coin, that's XRP. And what you can see right now is that it has made a bit of a comeback in recent weeks as Ripple, the company.
I mean, it rebounded because literally everything was delayed at that point. Everything.
Looks to expand its offerings. You look at XRP, it's actually back to the highest level since about mid-November. In early December, Ripple, the company, raised $500 million, attracting some big Wall Street investors, including Citadel and Fortress.
And that's exactly where I want to start, with Ripple President Monica Long. She joins us on Bloomberg Crypto this afternoon. Monica, Happy New Year. Good to see you. I just want to start with that $500 million share sale back in November at a $40 billion valuation. Give us an update in the couple of months since then. What have you done with the money so far?
Thank you so much for having me. Happy New Year. So yes, we were very pleased with the fundraise in Q4. And you'd also mentioned, 2025 was a big year for Ripple for both our organic growth and then also
No profit or stop loss. I do have a take profit or stop loss at 15% and 3%. So my stop loss is actually at 3%. We're down 1%, which is, it is risky. And my take profit is at 15% here. So there is like right now, it's if it's 2%, I get liquidated quickly. Welcome Trader Turtle. If it's 15% take profit is absolutely insane. So that's something I would change. I'm following entry set at 2.21. It just seems very volatile right now. It seems very different. So if you check my open orders here, top loss. Actually, I have two open here. Cancel this one. I don't know why I have this one open. Now it should be very clear on what's going on. Bam. Gosh, what am I doing? So yeah, we can set it up again. 3% and 15%. But obviously 15% is kind of crazy. So we can even go 5% at this point. Bam. And we have it. We have the 3 records here. So it is good that XRP is on the TV, but the macro markets tell you the whole story is that these whales are going to keep selling as long as they feel like it. I actually got to check my switch here. So absolutely seems like an uptrend is likely still. My trades today have not been perfect though. Way too many trades. I'm down, but it's good that it's a learning experience basically. That's the fun part. So if we go over here, it's minus 1.4%, and why we should have waited for more the price changes basically. So let's take a look at some data on what's happening with XRP, biggest chance of your life. I'm trying to look at data as well for XRP from other YouTubers. That's also a plan I'm doing right now. Following entries set at 2.21 seems like it could push down further, and it definitely looks like that in my case, at least in my scenario. But again, it could bounce back at any time.
Could happen very soon. Guys, don't forget
the lowest I think XRP will go is at 2.2. So 2.20. That's the complete lowest. So XRP biggest chance, and now we're seeing like, this 2017 is way too old in my opinion. So what we're going to do is we go on the 4-hour chart. Go 4-hour chart. Go 1.82, 1.8. And that was the previous low, right? And now the new low is 2.2. So I'm not too sure why we took so much of this example, why he takes 2017 charts and patterns, because they look vastly different to me. That's the one part I didn't understand.
XRP is approaching the upper boundaries here of the EMA ribbons on the weekly time frame at...
Stop watching other YouTubers. You can find all the data on XRP yourself and Planet. That's what I have open over here. So I have the XRP ETF tracker. I'm checking the price analysis. Sometimes I check the other YouTubers and it's just not correct. It's not something that we were planning anyway. So what I'm doing right now is sticking to my own strategy, even if it doesn't work instantly. I just have it open on 2-bit and that's it. And then the strategy must work. And if it doesn't work, by the end of the stream, I check back, keep it open, bam, check where did it go wrong, and double down. What data are you taking the trades on? I'm actually looking at the ranges. So 2.4 and 2.2. These are the ranges. I'm looking at the 5-minute time frame. But right now it's going sideways. So personally, you know, you can see here it's breaking momentum. So it's trying to go downtrend, down to 2.2. Mimic your comp. Well, my strategy is a bit different right now, but yeah, it does seem like 2.4 and 2.2 is the ranges I could be seeing. And then so you say downtrend and you long. That's the silly part. That's what I shouldn't have done, actually. I should have just closed this trade. Full day, I was doing the opposite. Nothing. So it's better I close it. So we can just close this one at the market, go down, and actually try to short it this time. That's the part I made wrong today. Yeah, but obviously if it's going down, it's going to get stop lossed. So it does seem like there's two scenarios here. Pulling data from every exchange. I mean, that's very smart. So there's two scenarios here. Either like bounces up above. We tried to long it today, but didn't work out. So you can see over here. But obviously, every time we try to long it, bam, it went down. It went on a downtrend. So not the perfect scenario, obviously. I'm definitely thinking though, the next part is like we are pushing higher for XRP. It's just that it first needs to reach so many resistance points. And that's where I try to like go and push it higher. So these are simple rules. So yeah, let us plan something ahead. Actually do something smart with it. I agree. So my personal strategy right now is, what rules do you set for your trades in risk reward size? No more than 3% of the account size is my strategy right now. Obviously, I did 15% take profit, but usually 5% is okay. Stop loss 3% max. I break some of the rules, but I try to stick to them. So that's the most important factor. So if opening a short, I do 5% taking profit, 3% stop loss. What do I aim to make? Right now, the plan is to just make 0.25% a day. So it's going to be very hard, even 0.10%. I have, so if I'm 100% of XRP, I'm on 7x leverage. How much XRP is that? 3%. Even that is very high. Should be like 2%. So that's about a margin of 60 USDT. So we could do like 1% or 185% XRP, and the max is like 9,000 XRP. So 2 to 3%. That's the plan right now we are having with XRP. So let us check here. Obviously, it's bouncing sideways. We can wait a bit. But then I think, oh, we could just open here, because the price is obviously showing towards the downtrend. That's my strategy, at least. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it does not. So open a short. Triggers for stop loss not met. So the trigger price is going to be 2.4. Actually, that's 2.26. No, what am I doing? That's silly. I'm trying to open a short. So you can obviously see we're going towards a downtrend here and waiting a bit. Pulling data from every exchange would be smart. I have to have a clear plan, basically. Yes. That's my assumption from what I'm doing with XRP right now. And I'm sticking to XRP for now. Later I will do Bitcoin once I'm ready. But look, the clear plan here is we are between 2.2 and 2.4. These are the clear ranges we are at right now. So first step of the plan is actually forming what's the local top. And the local top is 2.4. What's the local bottom? 2.2. Now, on the 5-minute time frame, it's hard. We go on the 4-hour time frame, right? So first we try to find the local top. You do already? Good. So yeah, you have to always have a plan when trading. Otherwise, it's kind of useless because you're just going to get wrecked if you're doing it like me. So on the 4-hour time frame, it started to break out here. You know, literally when I was telling you guys, started to have a huge green candle like at 2.15. And I think that's going to be the bottom-ish of the bottom. But most likely scenario is 2.2 and 2.4 until it retests for higher ranges. Kind of makes sense here, right? So let me check where to go from here. If we check the videos over here, we go to trading. Trading basics. And we check what's possible. So try to push here. Seems like it's breaking downwards, right? Because it tried to push above 2.4. And that just, I'm not too sure about Zebek. I know more about XRP price analysis. I need to check on that. I heard about it though. I heard about it, but I need to double check on everything like that. We're just doing a price analysis now on what exactly is happening with the 2-bit. With the 2-bit tools we have, it is indicating that the prices, like, you know, on the 4-hour chart are going down. Then we can check 1-hour price range. The 1-hour price range tried to form higher. Bam. And then we saw a dip, try to go and push out. Try to go higher. And bam. Try to go higher once more. Bam. So it does seem like, in my honest opinion, we are going down. That's why I could be opening a short. So with a 2% portfolio, like 1%, even 1% is fine. Bam. Set up a stop loss. Immediately set up a stop loss. 5%, 3%. Bam. And then you can see here. That's the plan right now, at least on the long term. The reason I have a 3% stop loss is because the markets are so crazy right now. You know, anything can happen. Like, let's say like it just goes 1% down and then moves up because it's trading so much sideways. So that's the plan I have. So lots and lots of XRP updates. Like, I like this channel, like XRP Ripple Bull, because he talks about the macros, but he also sometimes went into the price range, price predictions, like the data. I want the data, you know, when I'm trading. That's the most important factor as well. So while we wait over here, you know, we saw the lawsuit. He was talking about the macros over here, which are important, especially if you look at the 4-hour time frame. Sometimes they're a waste of time if you're not looking the right one. But when you check over here, bam, I have a trading position open. It's 0.1%. It's probably going to go down the range to 2.23. And then it's going to finally start to change in a way. Then it's finally starting to break upwards. Try to go for another pushback. As you can see, look at the red candles over here. They're getting smaller and smaller. Listen to some music instead. This won't help you most likely to try to follow someone else's plan. I mean, yes, but I don't think... I feel pretty clear on my plan, though. Like, that's what I'm focused on right now, is just making proper trades. Trade your own plan, have some discipline. You keep opening new trades, long, short, long, short. Yes, I think that too. My number one XRP mistake is just trying to time the market. Trying to price trade, swing trade, when I shouldn't be doing that. So that's my plan. I'm sticking to my plan, and that's what I'm doing. You're right. So we can just wait over here. We could make some content. We could check XRP news, or we could just wait for proper trades and do more price analysis. So let me do some price analysis for XRP trading. Yeah, these videos make me want to open new trades. I'm actually pretty confident about the trades I have here right now. Even if I get stop lossed, at least I will know why, because the markets today are sideways. It gives me a pretty clear idea of what's going on. So yeah, it's not good. But here's why I think right now XRP will go up. It's because literally last four months, 1 year-ish, since October, we have been going downtrend. We saw a huge rally up, right? But then after this huge rally, obviously whales will want to take profit. So if it's a go up, why are you shorting it? Because on the short term, I think that it is going to go down to 2.2. But I think overall, if we look like 1, 2, 3 days, then the prices are definitely going, in my honest opinion, up. But that's for the long term, right? But for the short term, I think some correction is necessary here. Why do I think that correction is necessary? Why do I think it's going to go down? I think it's going to go down because whales who bought here at 2.20 or $2 are now dumping it all the way to 37. And they're going to, they can dump it for profit, for the 10% profit. So all of this, whatever it is, they can sell it for less. So it kind of makes sense. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Again, there's no wrong thinking in crypto, but these are the key levels, like pushing it downwards. Do I know this? No, I mean, I think that, like, I could think that the whales have bought here, but if you look at the green candles, it's pretty clear by the volume alone, right? When you check the green candles, that's when the whales have bought or started buying. So this is the most important scenario. You check the green candles. You see a big drop here. So why do you say things you don't know anything about? Well, I'm suspecting it based on the green candles. I'm guessing the order size is larger. I could be totally wrong here. But from the green candles, it obviously means like more whales have bought, right? Like during this time period, especially during here. Like there was a huge rally and obviously there's whales going to be selling. Entry to 2.22. I'm guessing I should check the order book. Or, well, whale buys. That would be best for the data. So if we check CoinGlass. So that's one thing we can actually check. Let me show you. If I can find it. Futures. So if we look at the data over here, the good part is you can actually see where the liquidity is. Yeah, that's smart. That's what I should have done. And you can see what other people have traded as well. You can check what whales have been doing. So I definitely want to see what are other people doing. What will you do with that? I can check how many longs there are, how many shorts. So a lot of liquidations for longs. This is good for next time, yes. But you can see here, spot flows, inflow, in the last 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 3 days. And then we check, when was 3 days ago? It was 2 days ago, 3 days. There was 118 inflows, 125 billion outflows. I'm trying to check here for futures, if there would be any data on here. But this is not enough data. This doesn't mean anything, because what you have to check is where the price goes up and down, right? So that's the important factor. So buyers and sellers don't move the market. I mean, if it's bigger volume, it definitely moves the market. But what we need to check is, are more people buying or are more people like selling? You see open interest is higher. Volume spiking, that's a good indicator of price moving upwards. So volume going upwards is a good indicator of the price moving up. And liquidations, I have no idea what to do with liquidations. So you can check here, there's been a lot of liquidations. I don't have enough data on liquidations. But for the volume itself, if you check the volume over here, you can see log entry 2.26 to 2.28, 5-minute snapback, leverage. Okay, so liquidations move prices. So if we check liquidations over here for XRP, what do we see? We see that there's some small liquidation, nothing like October, but it's just the same as before. That's why the prices move a bit, but it's way more than we saw, like, you know, during December. So it does make me wonder, like, what is next from here? It's a good question here I have. Obviously, the markets have been very sideways. Why don't you look at the liquidation heat map? Liquidation heat map. Yes, that would be great. Volume heat map. Where's the liquidation heat map here? Futures. Let me check on that. We do have the volume heat map here, but where's the... Let me check if there's XRP liquidation heat map. Oh, actually it was over here for Binance. Oh yeah, obviously we could just check the liquidation heat map for here. Liquidation heat map, obviously the liquidation leverage. All right, so what I'm seeing here for XRP, the liquidation leverage is, I'm guessing this is for 2.24, there's going to be liquidation. 2.29, there's going to be liquidation. At 2.35, there's going to be liquidation. So what this tells me, and obviously 2.4, these are the key ranges where XRP is going to be trading from. So 2.24. So if it goes down to 2.26, a lot of traders will get liquidated. 2.24, there's traders liquidated. 2.29, traders get liquidated. So it seems like it's going to be trading between these ranges, 2.24. 2.4, the data I have, and 2.34. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So That's what the liquidation heat map is telling me right now. The data we have provided is there's going to be a small liquidation at 2.3, a big one at 2.34. Read what it is. It just says here, the more yellow it is, there's a higher trading volume. In short, it predicts the price levels at which large-scale liquidation may occur. A liquidation event occurs when a trader's position are closed due to price fluctuations and their margin account balance is insufficient to cover the open positions and to prevent further losses for both the traders and exchanges. Most exchanges offer a liquidation level, and then it's going to start liquidating a lot of these whales. Added to the particular price, the colors on the heat map change. The liquidation heat map predicts where liquidation levels are less likely to initiate, but not where they will stop. Therefore, an actual number of liquidations will be fewer. When considering size, and then we have support resistance zone. So yeah, kind of makes sense that, what about on the 48-hour chart? So that's the 24-hour. Can we check the 3-day chart? Stop celebrating Christmas and everything else on the Gregorian calendar and you won't get sick anymore. I speak from experience. I'm not, I'm always working, always checking the price analysis. So, welcome to the stream. But yeah, what I'm checking right now, what I'm getting sick is from so much data, trying to understand what the prices will be, because trading is not easy, let me tell you, but it is worth it. And always having a plan. Seems like I have a lot to learn, but 2.20, 2.3, I'm guessing this is where a lot of these traders got liquidated. And then you see 2.29. Like between these ranges, 2.2, there's a lot of liquidations, but not as much. The main liquidation is at 2.3. That's what the data is telling me right now. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for when that happens. Let me check now. It seems like we are just trading. On the 5-minute chart, we're just trading sideways. So yeah, stop loss is set. Everything else is pretty much set. We're 1% down. So just looking at the data now. Okay, so we have Model 3, Model 1, Model 2. No, I don't want to log in. Just wait for price appreciation, reevaluation, Clarity Act plus utility run. This is not your average coin. Once all this happens, the price will be so high that people who didn't buy will feel stupid. That's true. All of this is good, right? The Clarity Act is one thing we have been waiting for. Just be thankful the price is still cheap to accumulate. I am thankful, but I want to make proper trades. That's the thing. And, you know, making a price analysis, that's the pretty hard part. I'm trying to understand why the price is at 2.25 right now. You know, why is the price here now and what makes it to push up higher? So these are the key levels that I am really wondering. You know, I'm actively trading. A lot of us are traders here. That's why I want to like build good habits and then, you know, check, why is the price this? Like, and when you look at the scenarios, it seems there's going to be a lot of liquidations at 2.4. What does this tell us? It seems like the price will move at 2.4. That's how I understand it. So once the price reaches 2.4, that's when we get serious price movement. But in the last 12 hours, 2.2 and 2.24 are going to be the price ranges, right? At least that's what I'm thinking. So if it reaches 2.24, expect the market to move more. But if it reaches 2.4 and 2.34, those are also some ranges that are going to be different. Let's check. The price is cheap right now for sure though. Let me check. Make your own plan. Don't read. I see it. Make. Okay. So let us stay within the plan ranges. We have the data here. This is the macro data, the XRP ETF trackers. We can see here like inflows, outflows. They're just a small part of what could happen. So week 1, you can see that there was way more volume. Week 2, you can see that there was way more volume. Actually, the volume is week 1 and week 52 pretty close to each other. Huh, that's actually pretty good. So just tells me that XRP is still being actively traded on XRP ETFs. Are you telling us that this will happen? Don't assume things happen. It takes time to learn this. I don't think it will happen. I think it's a chance that it will happen. Nothing is 100% certain. I stand what I've said, like prices being 2.22. The trade is just set and forget it if you want to play a long-term buy spot. Yeah, it seems like XRP ETFs don't really predict the prices. We are in live trades now, and that's the most important thing right now. Like if you want to focus on the long term, XRP ETFs don't tell you clearly enough. Like that's the macro. Like this XRP ETFs, that's what people are saying is going to change the prices. This doesn't really change the price immediately. This is going to be for the long term, like next 5 years. Index funds and XRP ETF volume. Like XRP, what happened after Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF? The prices went up, but Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF had way more volume. Like when Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF released day 1, the prices went up, but it didn't happen the same thing for XRP ETF because we didn't get BlackRock. We just got a small part of it. What are the ETFs looking like so far? How much XRP is left and what company just basically got banking license? Yeah. I mean, the thing is with XRP daily volume is just 60 billion. So as long as we keep to the plan, guys, stick to the plan. I was not trading when the ETF released. I could have. But looking at the XRP plans right now, it just tells me that, as I was saying with XRP ETFs release that what we need right now is literally what we need is like a bigger ETF, like BlackRock. Yeah, as long as you keep, this is the thing. There's so much data, right? Sometimes the data can consume you on what will happen with the XRP price. If you just keep steer to the plan, keep clear, that's what usually happens to me. I get way distracted. I get distracted by videos. I get distracted by so much data that doesn't mean anything or is already too late. If you just keep clear and check, hey, XRP right now is 2.26. If you listen to what I said, it doesn't mean it will happen, but it gives you a pretty clear moment of what is potentially going to be happening. I think we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. We're currently in the moment. We are just trying. You cannot beat the markets. What you can do, however, is you can try to ride the waves. And if you try, and right now the waves are down to 2.22. Look, I've been trading upwards today, but these are the clear levels. I'm going to use the heat map from now on. Like, thank you, Trader Turtle, for the help. So if you just wait, I have a position open here. Bam, 1% up because I think 2.22 is when I stop and go from there. I'm definitely going to wait until then. So that's the key moment. We can just wait. We can do some, you know, different price analysis. We can check XRP. We can also do price analysis for other coins while we wait for trades. But I also notice the more videos I watch, they don't really help me. Finally, like, we are in profit now, 2.2. See, we've been down today because if you try to focus and understand what's happening, bam, it should happen as it should happen, right? Down to 2.22. So just keep steady and keep holding. Now I'm confident, yes. Do you want a longer term setup? I could give you one. You could give suggestions. I need to learn how to properly trade. That's the thing. You know, my issue is there's so much info all over the place for me. I can get very easily distracted. There's a lot of videos, a lot of, you know, price plans. But if we just focus on the clear part here. The issue is I love getting suggestions. Sorry about that. Yeah. But thanks for that. If I learn how to do proper trades, then I'm actually going to be smart about it and show my entire process on YouTube. It makes total sense. Like, it's a good plan, like going here from zero to a hero, basically, you know, starting trades, doing silly trades, being negative, and then after like 1 year actually explaining and being very smart. That's why we're here, brother. I mean, that's absolutely perfect. This is how, like, we build a proper XRP trading community in that sense. Then we just like stop here, have a trade open, make a trading competition if like people will enjoy it. What did you learn from today's session and focus next time? Next time, actually stick to the plan. And I started to see the liquidation heat maps are actually an indicator of higher volume. So if there's a plan, don't do the opposite of the plan. Stick to it. Stick to what I said. I think that's a very important factor as well. But it's also very easy to get distracted. Like, you keep saying levels and price. Do you actually write down a journal and then check when it happened? What plan? Let me get... My journal is right over here. So I have a trading journal now. I put a pen here. And then levels and price. So 2.34. And the trading level between 2.22. Exactly, yeah. So the point of this, why I'm doing this, is just to have my trading journey on the channel. Top loss, DCA, and stop loss. Use trading view, send a chart with the levels. Send a chart with the levels, yes. Let me just delete first this, because this is obviously not even the right charts at this point. So here we go. We can just wait properly. Like I said, same one trade, different people taking it. We have all our own journey. And we have to know why to take these trades. and then being a proper one. Yeah, I agree. Talking for 2 hours now. Do you really need to write that shit down? No. I was writing down the trading chart levels. So right now I'm just waiting to take proper trades and going from there. And actually I could check more data. We're trading XRP only one. That's why I'm only sticking to XRP. Because if you stick just to that, I mean, it's just going to confuse you less. Then you can branch out to other coins. You can branch out to Jasmine. You can branch out to, you know, whatever coin you prefer. But if you just stick to one coin and trade that coin alone, screenshot of this, okay. Check. So then we can go back and see what's wrong and what's right. I'm gonna check on the 1 minute chart here. In a journal, okay. So now it's breaking back up, see? So could have this been the bottom, 2.24? This could have been. You short the bottom. You mean you long the bottom, no? Or no? Yes. Am I wrong? All right, so now it's trying to break towards an upside. So 2.24 was the bottom. Exactly the one I said. So if you look at the prices now, if you look from the prices, 2.24 is in fact, yeah, 2.25 was the entry. 2.25, exactly. So our calculations were correct in that sense. Exactly at that moment. But now we see like back a huge dump. You can see like, but this is just the retest. It's obviously going to change and go back higher. Maybe go back to 2.26 if you're scalping. That's the key level, right? Let's check the liquidation average 12 hours for Binance. Look, still shows me 2.29, 2.23. Huge dump on 1 minute, but the dump, it just tells me I'm gonna get stop lossed here now. Because what's happening is even if there's a huge dump, it's trying to push back above. You know, it's gonna push higher now. I'm gonna get stop lossed. Red candle, short, green candle, long strategy. I mean, yeah. The issue right now with red and green candle is enter or retest don't allow any entries like you done today. Make a plan and enter on retest. So now we're going to catch the falling knife. We're going to see where it stops, okay? So that's the plan right now with trading. With trading XRP on the 2-bit. We're going to try to see where is it going to retest the prices. We're going to just wait a bit more. We're going to go very small size, 2%, 1%. It's 2.26 fine enough. And look, the candle's gone. I think it's going to push back further. Wait, you say you're going to catch the falling knife. Oh, I meant to say I'm going to catch it out. So I think that's the important factor. Not to catch, I actually meant to say that I'm going to wait it out. That's what I meant to say. I didn't check the entries yet from other people, because thanks for that, because I actually want to learn here how to do it properly. So have to stay patient here. All right, let's wait out this red candle now. Let's not rush things. I am thinking of just mentally closing this one on the market. I want to make my own entries here. Yeah. Here's where I feel like it's going to retest. This is where I think that was the bottom, 2.24. We're going to be seeing a long now. I'm going to market close this. We're going to take a loss. We're going to go for a 2% order size, and we're going to take a profit, 5-3 long. So now it makes sense, because now I see it's trying to retest, like this red candle is stopping by. Yeah, it's not 100%, but at least he's giving some time to help you understand his system. Okay, stop. All right, I'm stopping this trade. Because I thought this is the retest, right? Oh, I thought that was the... I got a lot to learn. So yeah, I thought this was the retest. We're going to market close this. We're going to market close this. Because I was guessing this would be the retest level. But probably not. So, this is the smart one. You keep forcing trades, no discipline, no patience. Yeah, but I mean, if, just so you understand me, if 2.24 was the entry, so 2.24 was the entry, it tried to push back down. Should not enter any more trades. All right. I'm going to take a break from the trades. What have you learned from this? Well, I think this trade was too risky. It paid off, but it was way too risky. But I'm guessing it's going to move towards an uptrend in this sense. But buying money on pressing a button sounds like a casino. Next one is gonna work. I'm just thinking, what's the next strategy? Obviously, just one more. No, we're gonna properly sit here. We're gonna calm down and we're gonna take a proper trade. All right. Yeah, you're actually right. When you zoom out, this is not like 1 minute chart it's too crazy. I gotta calm down a bit. Make proper trades. 99, that's also true. Today's not been a great day. Take a step back, not make so many trades. Think like a surgeon, you're saving a life. That's what I'm doing from now on. I'm actually taking time learning proper trading, not trading like a degen. I got a lot ahead of me. Okay. Let's just wait a bit now, right now. Let's all relax. Let's wait for our next trade. I think that would be smart. The trades you take so far, go back why it didn't work and don't make that mistake again. They didn't work because I was doing the opposite I should have. And look how many trades I took. Way too many. That's why I'm down today, because I should have not, first of all, taken so many trades, and I should have done proper research. Like, for example, if I take a trade, I take a nice trade, I go home, right? This makes total sense. What I did instead is I tried to take a ton of trades, and then when I took a wrong trade, I took another one. Yeah. So I just need to focus on the plan and take proper trades. I think that will help me. Once I do that, bam, it's going to get so much easier. This is where my plan is, basically, yes. There's a long path ahead of me, basically, on the trading side. Okay. I could have all the data here, but what matters is my plan. If I don't have proper plan, this data doesn't mean anything. So we should just be focusing now on proper strategies, or I should be focusing now on taking a proper strategy, checking what happens, and go from there. We really don't have to rush it if we're going to do trading. Or, I mean, I really shouldn't have rushed it. I don't know why I'm speaking in plural. Start with risk management. So let's do risk size, equity curve calculator would be fine, or risk management as well. Let's go back to the basics. Equity calculator. So let's check 3,000. If I have, that's the equity curve, but it should at least give me like what my plans are. If I have a 50% win rate, if I do 50 lines, risk per trade is going to be 2% of my portfolio, and win-loss relation of 4-to-1. Let's start this simulation. Let's do 50 trades. We're going to do 50 trades. So worst case scenario, I'm down, very much down over a long period of 50 trades. I'm down about, yeah, not so good. Biggest max drawdown, 1,700. But average performance is 10,000. Oh, my bad. Actually, yeah, thank you for that. Let me fix that. So this is how it should look right now. So your 4 rules on the screen. Wait for the trades. So I have 30% right now. So let me change that to 30%. Max drawdown is going to be 40%. You're prepared to lose 1,700. It's a test balance. So it would be a good test. It's trial funds, so I can properly learn. But that's the plan right now. I am prepared to lose it because that's the test balance I have without doing real money, because I would be losing everything. So it kind of makes sense. You get 27 trades. Max equity is going to be 10,000. Average performance 2,400. What if we do not 100 trades? Would that be better? It's going to be worse. You get 27 trades on 50 trades. Just seems like I need proper trades. Win-loss relation 3-1. I think not. I think I will make at least like 200 trades, for example. Minimum equity is losing 800, but max equity is much, much higher. But obviously, we're not going for max equity. How many trades you did today? Well, today I did a lot, but I'm going to do far less. So to trace trades, how many trades did I do? Let me check here. 1, 2, 3. Trade history. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 trades. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades so far. So that's over a period of 20 days. So if I do 10 trades a day, let's say 300 trades. So 10 trades a day, just thinking, that would make it the biggest drawdown I can have. Max equity is 178K and minimum equity is 2K. So max drawdown is 30%. Did I stick to the rules? I did not. Today was not a good day to stick to the rules as well. Should have done a lot better than that. I did actually put a stop loss of 3%. Exactly, yeah. So 3% per trade. This is not correct then. Can you simulate what you sent me? Can you send it again? I didn't see it. I actually didn't see that, what you sent me. Two 2% to make 8%, or what's the revenue? Or RREV. RREV. Oh, return on max drawdown. It's 1.6. Not revenue. Return on max drawdown is 1.6 at this point. But this is what you're sending. What I'm checking here is if I have 3,000 and I only win 30% of the time, and there's actually 50 simulations, what will I achieve when I start trading XRP? So this is the price. So that's the most important factor. That's what this simulation is. What this simulation does, it predicts or analyzes where you go from here. So that's what I'm planning right now. But honestly, yeah, that's what we are looking at here. Is where we go from here. How can we become the best trader for XRP? Or at least the good one to trade with our own funds, because that's what the hard part. It's going to take a year to learn, but I'm going to, you can read what it does for you. So if I have a 30% expectation, the max drawdown I'm going to have is 65%. Average max drawdown 40%. So over 300 trades. So let's say we did 10 trades a day. There's going to be a lot of scenarios where we lose. Then there's going to be scenarios where we win. If you're not sure, how does that work? That text. It just visualizes the performance, yes. So that's the plan right now. What to do with XRP is actually make the it's trying to visualize my strategy and how can I trade better. So that's the plan right now. Let us check now. So how does it work? Basically, it's just it's telling us how much down is the maximum. And on average, we're going to lose 40% of the trades. So the minimum, the worst case scenario is we lose 1,500, and the best case scenario is we get 2 million with this position. But on average, if we are positive, if we win, but the win percentage is low, win probability, we're still up. But we got to make the right trades. That's the hardest part. So that's what I'm planning right now. Is making proper trades and going from there. I think it would be honestly smart if I want to become a good trader is to do like double down, take a break, and watch the videos, watch the content. Because otherwise I'm all over the place when I try to learn on the stream. So that would be a smart. So yeah, that's the plan right now. I've been streaming for 3 hours. Go from there, make a proper trading strategy, and come back and make some proper trades for XRP. That's my plan right now, and trade on 2bit. Go to 231. You know, XRP has fallen down. Just like really analyzing everything, in my opinion. That's what I'm planning to do. So that's where I go next. I wish we could post pics. Yeah. Hard to see that, but yeah. I understand you. I should potentially open a Discord at some point. It's just that first I have to teach people. I have to first learn how to do it properly. Because sometimes what I do is I get all over the place when I trade. I read the chat and then, you know, it goes up and down, and then there's other stuff I want to try, and I want to try the trading bot. And it just confuses me when the trades are right in front of us. So it kind of makes sense in that sense on where we go next from here. I think it's good I take a break right now, eat something, and talk to you guys soon. I'll be right back with streaming for about 3 hours. I'll keep you guys updated with more news. So really appreciate you guys. As always, I'll be back, make some proper trades. There are things you're good at it, okay. I think some of the things I'm doing with trades is good, but other things is sometimes I get way too much off the plan. That's my personal strategy to improve for tomorrow. So I'm going to be live daily and showing my path to being a good trader. Love you all. Thank you, Sabusho, for joining, and thank you, Trader Turtle. So I think it's good to take a break now because I've been live streaming for 3 hours. If I take any trades now, it's very possible that the trades will be like just rushed, and that's when the worst trades happen. So if I want to be proper trading, I need to stream like every single day, making proper trades and going from there. And then making price analysis, learning, and then doing this. So I'm going to eat